Hello, I'm Riet from the Codecks team, and in this video I want to show you our new support for auto tagging and emoji tags, which are two new features that we just recently added, and I'm going to show you how to use them. So I have here my hand open, which is my central dashboard for everything, and I have a card here called bug triaging, and you can see a red dot on here, which means it has the project tag bug associated with it. And we just added support for representing this instead of a color as a emoji. So let's set that up. I go in here into the properties and into manage project tags. I can go also reach this project tags panel, by the way, by going into the project settings on here. And you will see here's the bug and it has this red color associated with it. When I click on it, I can now choose between this colored representation with a dot or a emoji. So let's select an emoji. Let's use the bug instead of the red color. And as you can see, now the card will have in front of its card text, it will use this emoji. And that's a really good way for me to quickly have a grasp of what's the context of this card. And it's really visual and playful how we like it. When I remove the tag, you can see the emoji appears and disappears again. And this is really powerful, also when combined with our second new feature, which is auto tagging. Auto tagging allows you to apply a tag automatically to a card which is within a deck, and also automatically remove the tag if the card is moved out of that deck. So let's look at our decks here, our backlog basically. I have here on top our production decks, which contain cards built around the idea of departments like coding, art, and so on. Below that, I have the game design documents, which are built around decks around the idea of player-facing content, like assets, enemies, weapons, etc. And if I go further, I have the sound project here, which contains cards belonging to the topic of sound effects and music. Let's jump into the music deck. There are a bunch of music tracks in here which have to be added to the game. And let's say I want to mark them more visually. Let's use a tag for that, a emoji tag. So I can click on this robot icon here, activate the auto project tag, and select the tag in here. There's no good tag in here already set up that I want to use. So let's go into the manage setting and create a new tag called music. Here it is, and I can now select an emoji. Let's use the musical note. Seems quite fitting. Close, and now let's use that emoji and tag by selecting it as the auto project tag. And as you can see, all the cards in here now have this emoji already applied to it. So when I go back to my hand, for example, this card in here, which represents a certain music track, now has this emoji. And it makes it really easy for me to see what I have on my plate for today, basically. I can see I have a couple of bugs on there. I have cards which are pertaining to a new content update that we're doing, represented by the swords icon. And I also have this music tag card. So that was a quick tour about emojis, using emojis on tags, and also the auto tagging capability. It's really powerful if you use it throughout your project to call out cards which are especially interesting to you. All right, that's all. See you in the next video. Have a nice day.